Our next speaker is Mr. Christopher Bronner, a student at Oak Ridge since the 4th grade.
Hello everyone, my name is Christopher Bronner, and I'm here today to talk about, no, that's not it. I'm here today to talk about the creation and evolution of anime, something that's very dear to me, something I really love, and something most people really don't understand it or they don't watch it. So we have to ask ourselves, what is anime? Anime is defined as, rather broadly, anything that's Japanese animated in television and movies, and that makes me an otaku. I'm someone who really loves anime. I incorporate it into my life. It's something that's just very, well, awesome. And anime started, much to my surprise, not in the 60s like many people think, but actually in 1907. The original film was about 3 seconds long, 50 frames, and was just a Japanese sailor saluting. But this is what many people consider to be the start of anime, 1917 and 1918. These two animations, really basic, are called an obtuse sword on the left and Urashima Taro on the right, by Seitaro Kitayama and Junichi Kuchi. Pretty basic. Almost all of these films from this time period have been lost. No one cared at the time. It was just experimenting with a new art style. And nothing much happened for another 40 years. We got to use it for propaganda. And the first one with sound was created in 1933 called Among the Power of Good Women. It's been lost too. But this is Haku Jaden, the first modern anime. And it's basically a Japanese Disney film. It's got a lot of singing animals, a lot of music numbers, it's really fun. It's, not only does that make it different, but in Haku Jaden, it's a Chinese folktale. So everything about it is very different. Then we move forward through the 60s with the man on the left, Osamu Tezuka. He was a manga writer, and manga is to anime what comic books are to like superhero cartoons. And he created a manga called Astro Boy, which is the guy coming out of his head. And so this was quickly adapted into an anime. Everybody loved it, and it really started to get prominence for anime. The man on the right is Hayao Miyazaki, known as the Walt Disney of anime, the Steven Spielberg of anime, and just about any other really awesome person of anime. He's so important, he gets 2 slides. This man changed anime entirely in ways no one else has, and I think no one else will. I could give a 5-hour lecture on this man alone, but I'll keep it to 2 points. The first point is strong female characters. Up until then, female characters were either background pieces or they were Daphne from Scooby-Doo. They were there to be rescued, nothing more. This man has a strong female protagonist in almost every single anime he's created, and they're all awesome characters. No Disney couldn't pull this off until about 40 years later with The Princess and the Frog. The second point is the background. Pretty basic, no one thought of it. Up until Miyazaki created his first film, Lupin III, Castle of Cagliostro, this was it on the left. It was just a blank slate. It was just there to put characters on. But he decided this couldn't stay the same. It wasn't complex, it wasn't beautiful. It couldn't be more. So this is 5 years later, the person on the right, exact same character, done by Miyazaki. The background is insanely detailed. He, in every film, insists on doing the most detailed backgrounds he can. He actually hand draws most of them too, which is amazing. And this is 5 years difference and 1 man to pull that off. And with the 1970s, created something else. The 70s were massive for anime. They created shonen and shoujo. the two major classifications of anime. One left is shoujo. It's really cutesy and girls in high school dilemmas with Prince Charmings and all that good stuff. And the one on the right is shonen. Shonen is action, adventure, climactic battles and all this really cool stuff. I can't really tell you which one's better, but they both got their merit. And then the 1980s came along with an anime that it's called Akira. And if y'all have ever heard of anime, y'all have your idea of what anime is, it came from this. Akira is about experiments, genetic experiments in the future, post-apocalyptic of course, and it did terrible in Japan. No one liked it in Japan. But when they put it in the world theater, it was an instant success. Everybody loved it. It's known for many of the stereotypes of 80s anime, which is very bold colors, very loud characters, extremely dramatic stuff happening. Everything's over the top. But that's all the 80s really did. The 90s were an experiment phase for anime. Anime wanted to see what limits it could push, if it could toe the line, just anything to see what it could get away with, what art styles it could use, which led to this. It's called Neon Genesis Evangelion, and it's a very big kid anime. It actually, just this one anime alone, created massive backlash and censorship laws, and basically, it did to anime what Mortal Kombat did in video games. It just destroyed multiple great animes at the time, because so many censorship laws just tore those animes apart. Then we move on to today. And this is very recent, done in 2013, called Shingeki no Kyojin, Attack on Titan. And it's art. It's beautiful. Someone made this on a computer. Well, not just someone, over 100 people. This was a massive project. The bricks and the houses in this are each individually detailed. Anime is no longer just a media style. It's an art form. Thank you very much for your time.